For buying a car, to repairing a car, to making sure you don't get stuck with a used lemon. This is All About Cars, presented by ADAMM on 620 WTMJ.
It's been really interesting today on each of the shows that I've done. The last 10 minutes of the show, all the lines light up, and we end up leaving people disappointed. So I'm going to caution you right now, if you have questions about your cars, your trucks, maybe it's a service-related question, maybe you've got questions about buying or selling or trading in or leasing, you want to get those calls in now at 414-799-1620. Also on the Accunet Mortgage toll-free talk line at 800-877-1620. I'm Libby Collins, along with Jim Tolkan. He's the president of ADAMM, and joining us today is Don Meyer. He's Vice President and Service Director from the Heiser Auto Group. And Don, Jim, great to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Great being here.
And you're both smiling, too. I think this brisk autumnal weather is really giving us all just a real boost today. And I'll tell you what, something that's going to give you a boost is hearing about a lot of the new cars, especially at Heiser, and we're going to getting into that. But Don, I want to ask you, what do you think people most often neglect when it comes to car maintenance?
Very, very good question. I think most people take care of changing their oil, but some people don't think it's important to rotate their tires or to look at the air filter in the car. It's very important to look at the air filter in the car, because if it's somewhat plugged, you're not going to get the mileage that you could if it was in good shape. So that should always be checked at every oil change also. And taking care of your tires and making sure that the air pressure and the tread is correct, especially with winter coming upon us, is very, very important.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is we're right on top of winter. What do you think people forget most as we go through summer and then we have to get back into winter driving habits again? What's the most common comment that you hear?
Really the most common comment is they want to know about their tires, because obviously in the fall and then when you get into winter, the roads are a lot slicker or wetter, and if you don't have the proper tread, most people will recommend that you change a tire at three or four 30 seconds. But the truth is, when you get down to even 5 30 seconds, you don't have the same tread as you would with a new tire on the road, and that can cause you to not stop properly, and obviously in the rain and the snow not get the proper traction. Well,
and of course now we're getting into those wet rains that you get that are kind of chilly and everything like that, and we're just sort of at that borderline where is it going to be frosting over and is it going to be icy or not? What are some of the indications that a driver would have? I mean, if they're not going to actually look at their tire or check their mileage or whatever, but as they're driving it, what would be the feel that they'd get as they're hitting those slick spots and saying, ooh, I better look at new tires?
Well, when they're braking, when they're coming to a stop, if they get into a stop where somebody stops in front of them or makes a move in front of them that they're not used to, and they'll notice that the car won't brake as well, or when they're into turns, they'll notice maybe it doesn't hold the turn as well as it did before. So tires are very important to make sure that they have proper inflation, and also that you have enough tread on them.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get to some calls if you want to get through it. 414-799-1620. Also, wherever you are in the state or outside the state, maybe you're in Illinois or Michigan, and you want to call us on the Accunet Mortgage toll-free talk line, here's that number. It's 800-877-1620, and we're going to get to those calls in just a moment. I do want to ask you, with the Heiser Auto Group, obviously you carry a lot of different kinds of cars, but one of the ones that you're known for, obviously, are the Toyotas, and that brand new Corolla is out, and I understand it's a whole new body style. Completely different body style and suspension, and it's really a nice-looking car. I think people in the past have always commented that maybe the Corolla was not a very sexy car, for a lack of a better word, but when you look at it now, it is completely different, and people coming into the showroom
really are amazed at what it looks like compared to the Corollas of the past.
Is there a particular car that you might say that it's more reminiscent of now?
Jim may. I don't know. That's a good question. I think it looks more like, I think what happened is the Chevrolet Cruze and the Ford Focus really changed their body style a few years ago, and Corolla lost a lot of their sales to those particular cars because they look so well. And I think they look more. I don't know, probably more like a Cruze than anything else, but very nice looking car.
I think the best way to describe it is they look like the next generation compact cars. So you can look at the Hyundais and the new Honda Civic, and they look just as good or not better. And the best thing about the Corolla, you still can get a great deal on them. Mm-hmm. The leases are, why they're as aggressive as they are is beyond me, but they are. A 2014 Corolla for under $189 a month with $2,100 down, and if you didn't want to put anything down, it would still be probably around $225, $230, where you basically you come in, sign your name, and away you go. So they're really, really aggressive.
And if you want to see the brand new model, you've got them, I know, at the Heiser Toyota store at 45 and Good Hope. And I'll tell you what, if you're on the line, stay right there. Don Meyer, Vice President and Service Director from the Heiser Auto Group. Jim Tolkan, the President of ADAMM, are here. They're going to take your calls at 414-799-1620. And we'll get to some of them right after this on Newsradio 620 WTMJ.
Back to getting you answers about autos with All About Cars on 620 WTMJ.
Well, it's never happened before. 2 girls have been charged criminally for bullying another girl to death. Is that law going too far? Well, you can discuss it with Jeff Wagner Monday at 1:35 on WTMJ. I'm Libby Collins along with Don Meyer from the Heiser Auto Group and Jim Tolkan, the President of ADAMM. And let's go directly to your calls. In Sheboygan, it's Mark on WTMJ. Hi, Mark.
Hi there. I have a 2003 Ford F-150 with a small V8 engine. When the engine is warm, I have to restart it repeatedly. It will not stay running. I had it to a local repair shop where they changed the fuel filter, and they cleaned a couple other sensors. They checked for a vacuum leak, almost all to no avail.
And let me just understand. This happens, when you go someplace and you shut it off and then you can come back out and it won't start?
Yeah, it does start.
It does start.
It doesn't stay running unless I goose the accelerator pedal.
And have you had this to a dealer or an independent that is familiar with drivability concerns?
Yes.
And they can't get any codes out of it, or they can't find anything that's going on with it?
No code came up. What the independent garage did do is they checked for vacuum leaks. They checked the idle air control. Mm-hmm. They checked the TPS sensor and the gas air idle sensor.
Sure.
They cleaned the throttle body, and they replaced the fuel filter.
And, one of the problems that we had with that particular truck, and I'm not saying that that's what's wrong with yours, but you should have, I see you live in Sheboygan, you should have either an independent or a dealer look at it, is that the EGR valve that's on the intake manifold. We've had problems where that is got restricted. There's a tube or a line, whatever you want to call it, that goes to the EGR, and sometimes that has been restricted. That could cause that problem. It's interesting that you don't have any codes in it at all, which I would look at something that's basic repair rather than trying to go after something electronically, because there's no codes in it. If you had a code in it, you could go to that particular item, but since you don't, I would definitely have somebody look at that EGR cavity or valve or a line that going to it. Jim, were you going to comment, Jim?
No, I just concur that if there's no code, you wouldn't want to search for an electronic problem because you'll be shooting in the dark. So try the mechanicals like Mr. Meyer just recommended.
Yeah, and And the other thing, have you gone online and looked at, a chat room or anything like that with other people that have had the same issue?
I have not.
You should try that because that may get you in the right direction. But if not, then you need to take it to a dealer. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, Mark, for your call. Jamie in McGuanago, you're on WTMJ on All About Cars.
Hi, yes. When I'm driving, all my gauges will go down to zero. All the lights will turn on. I could still be driving. I don't lose any power. And then eventually the airbag light stays on.
Okay.
And then eventually it will turn off.
Okay.
And being that it doesn't stay on, obviously there's no code for that to read.
And what are you driving, Jamie?
2008 Chevy Silverado.
How many miles are on that, Jamie?
About 140.
Okay, so you got 140 G's on it. And has anybody checked it? Have they put a tester on it to see what's going on?
Yeah, I did have my mechanic do it, but since the light's not on, it must not be registering it. So he said that it doesn't show up. He goes, it could be in your ignition, it could be something else. I try to wiggle the ignition while I'm driving or when it's on, and it doesn't affect it. It's just weird. It's like all the lights go on, the gauges all go to zero, I'll still be driving, and then the airbag light comes on, and then a few minutes later it'll come off.
They go off.
Yeah. I have a non-mechanical reason.
Okay.
You know what month it is, don't you? It's October. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think Don has a better answer than that.
I might not. We have had some issues with this. You originally said at the beginning of the call that other lights were on at the same time, and then it kind of just went down to where the airbag light was on?
Yeah, all the lights go on.
All the lights were going on.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to have somebody check it out that knows these systems. It sounds like you have a cluster issue, all right? Especially since you don't have any codes that come out of it. But you live in McGuanago. That is not that far from our West Allis Chevrolet store. I'd be more than happy if you want to call me Monday at 414-247-8984. I'd be more than happy to have you talk, or I'll talk to one of our techs that's very familiar with that and see if we can help you.
All right, Jamie. I hope you follow up on that and talk to Don on Monday. And by the way, he said he had a Silverado, and I understand you've got some great specials going on right now with the 2014 Silverado.
Actually, they do. The new Silverado, $1,500 rebate. And I also think there's a competitive lease, or if you don't currently have one, there's an additional rebate on top of that. And if you haven't driven one, they are something you really have to drive. They made some significant improvements in suspension, power. What else, Don?
The ride of it. The people that we have sold these to that have come back for service with us, oil changes only, have just commented how well the ride is on the vehicle. They just can't believe how it's changed from the 12 and 13s to the new one, that the ride is just phenomenal on it. They love the inside of the vehicle, and the ride is just great. And our West Allis store right now, our West Allis Chevrolet store will beat any Chevy dealer's price by $500, or we'll give you $100, or we'll give you $100 cash.
In other words, you'll give them $100 just to try to beat it. It seems like you can't lose.
Right.
Worst case scenario, you get $100.
And I understand your West Bend store also is offering an additional year of maintenance on the all-new 2014 Silverado?
Right now with the Silverado, you get 2-year, 25,000-mile maintenance that's included. And our West Bend store, which is on Highway 33, right off of Highway 45, is offering an extra year of maintenance with any purchase. So you can drive your Silverado for the first 3 years and not have to worry about the maintenance of the vehicle at all.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get back to more of your calls. We've got some lines open. 414-799-1620 is the number to call to talk on All About Cars on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
sharing in your love affair with your car. This is All About Cars on 620 WTMJ.
Packers play-by-play announcer Wayne Larrabee joins Charlie Sykes to analyze tomorrow's game against the Browns. Plus, he'll open the phone lines to take your questions and comments. And it all begins at 8:35 Monday morning on WTMJ. Let's go right back to your calls on All About Cars. Greg in Oak Creek, you're on 620. How can we help you?
Yes, I have a 06 PT Cruiser with 107,000 miles on it, and I was having trouble with the air conditioner this past summer, and it's now with the Freon, 'cause that's up where it's supposed to be. I was told that my radiator fan motor isn't working on the high side, only the low. There's power leading up to it for both sides, but only the low side is working. Would that affect the air conditioner?
Yes, it can, absolutely. Do you have a temperature gauge in the vehicle?
Yes.
Oh, does the temperature gauge seem to go high?
Well, it's not my vehicle, it's my son's.
Okay.
And he says that it's not really, no, it stays about the same where it's supposed to be.
Okay, then I wouldn't think that the fan would affect that. I mean, does this only happen when you really have the high humidity, high temperature days?
Well, there again, too, I don't drive the vehicle. I do know that it is up to the Freon specifications.
Okay.
Just that there's no cold air getting inside the cab.
And I know you said that the Freon is up to specs, but did somebody actually check it with a gauge and make sure? Okay, because even if you're only down sometimes 3-4 ounces, that can affect the cooling of the vehicle. I'm sorry, but I think this is one of them that you're going to have to take it someplace and have it checked. Now, you probably have until next April before you have to do it, because I don't think it's going to be 85 degrees for the next few months. Unless you're going to Arizona or Florida, but it just does. If the temperature gauge is not going up, it just doesn't seem like that would be causing that kind of problem, that you wouldn't get cold air in the cabin of the vehicle. So I think you're going to have to take it someplace and have it checked, unfortunately.
Let me ask you one question. When the air conditioning is on, if your son had told you, is it as if virtually no air is coming into the vehicle compartment at all, or it's just not cold air?
It's just not cold air.
Yeah.
So then the door to let air in is opening and closing.
Right. That's
why I asked
that is working. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think you're just going to have to take it someplace and have them check it. You know.
All right, Greg, thanks for your call. I'll tell you what, we're going to get to more calls. If you want to get through, 414-799-1620. The Accunet Mortgage toll-free talk line is 800-877-1620. And Al out in Menominee Falls, Don Meyer from Heiser, is going to help you with your question about your Taurus wagon. We'll do it right after the news on Newsradio 620 WTMJ.
Helping you get the most out of your car. This is All About Cars on 620 WTMJ.
And I'm Libby Collins along with Jim Tolkan, the president of ADAMM. Don Meyer from Heiser Auto Group. He's the vice president and service director. And most importantly, your calls at 414-799-1620. And let's go out to Menominee Falls with Al. And you're having problems with your Taurus. How can we help you, Al? You're on WTMJ.
Yeah, this is Matt. Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Oh,
Matt.
okay.
Sorry about that. I had the wrong name on the screen.
Oh, no problem. I'll answer anything. The problem that we're having is we got an 02 Taurus, got about 176,000 miles on it, and this started a while back. We've had it in the shop several times. They've done several things to it. They put a new computer in it and check some other things. There were some other codes that came up, but what the symptoms are is you can be driving along and suddenly the car acts as if it just dies. All the dash lights come on, you lose power, it's like it shuts off, but only for a second or two, and then it starts back up.
When you say Matt, that it starts back up, do you have to start it up, or does it just continue to run then?
Then it'll continue to run.
Okay, so you don't have to turn the key again. It just
correct.
It keeps running. So it just you lose all power. No lights come on, but you lose all power.
well, all the dash lights come on. Like I still have the key in the forward position. Like even before you would, let's say, initially start the car, when you turn the key on in the forward position, you usually get all the dash lights. So all those dash lights come on. But yeah, I lose power just for, like I say, a couple of seconds, and then it seems like then it fires back up, and I keep going.
And you've had these few things done that you said. Has you ever went for a ride with a technician, and have they ever got this to act up on you?
They've never had it happen to them when they had it in the shop. But they've done several things. They put it on their code reader.
Sure.
No codes come up. They did put, there was a couple of codes that came up, and so that led them to putting a new computer in the car.
But that didn't change anything?
No.
Okay. Was the car in an accident recently, or that you know of at any time?
No, we've had the car for, I think we bought it in 2003 or something.
Okay.
So
usually, and we run into this more often than we like. But we do run into issues like this where they're very intermittent, and in your particular case, it doesn't happen very often at all. And we always find them. But usually what happens, Matt, is it's some kind of short circuit in either the wire loom itself, mostly at the connections, because over time you have 170 Gs on it, and over time these connections can become loose from vibrations and just the amount of miles that you've driven the vehicle. So my strong suggestion to you is, if you want to hang on to the car, and obviously you don't want this to happen, you should bring it in to us, preferably. We have people that are very used to finding these kind of problems and know which circuits to look for. And I'm sure that we can help you. Again, if you would like, you could call me Monday at 414-247-8984. But
I have one question. If it is the question I have, Don, is if it is a short and you can find it relatively quick, that's not a huge repair, is it?
It's not. Sometimes it takes us an hour. Admittedly, sometimes it may take us 3 hours. But our people are factory trained. They know these things. They've seen them happen. And plus, we have technical hotlines that we can talk to that Ford has up in your particular case. All the manufacturers have them. And we can get to the bottom of it, even, at 170 Gs.
Okay, Matt. And that's, of course, at all of the Heiser stores.
Absolutely. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, absolutely.
And I don't know if Matt's looking for a new car, but I do know that your Ford store has some 2013s left, and you've got a great sale going on right now, right?
We do, absolutely. With all the 13s that are left, and the 14s that are in, Ford or Lincoln. We have a huge supply of both of them, which not many dealers have a selection of 13s left at very, very good prices.
Just as an example, and I happened to talk to Mary Ann, who's we'll say the face of the Heiser organization. I had just talked to her yesterday on the phone because she wasn't able to come today, and she had indicated to me 0-60 on all the 2013s, and not only do you get 0-60, but for example on an F-150, great pricing, 0-60 plus $1,500 cash back. On a Focus, same thing, 0-60 plus $2,000 cash back or a $3,000 rebate. The Escapes also 0-60 and up to plus $1,750 in rebates. And she said the only thing that you might have difficulty looking for on a 2013 would be Fusions. They were wildly successful with the new model style in 2013. And their sales, as an example, in 2013, like through September, were up like almost 40% over a year ago. So hence there aren't a lot of those left. But there are 2014s in stock, according to Marianne, and you can get 0-60 on those cars as well. So across the board, with the exception of Fusions on the 13, great deals, great incentives, great financing.
All right. Well, it's all about cars with Jim Tolkan, the president of ADAMM. Don Meyer, who is the vice president and service director from the Heiser Auto Group, is here. And when we get back, Stephen in Milwaukee has a question about a recall, and we'll talk about that on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Back to getting you answers about autos with All About Cars on 620 WTMJ.
Get complete analysis of the Packers-Browns game from the head coach himself. It's the Mike McCarthy Show exclusively on Wisconsin's Afternoon News with John Mercure at 4:50 Monday afternoon on WTMJ. Let's go right back to your call. Steve in Milwaukee, you have a question about a recall on 620. How can we help you?
Yes, I have a 2012 Chevrolet Cruze, and I read about 4 months ago about a recall on the brakes, and
there is a recall that's coming on the brakes on the Cruze. It depends when it was built, and do you have the 4-cylinder turbo?
Yes.
Okay, that is the vehicle that is affected, and it's the ones that were built from May of 2010 to June of 2011. I don't know if yours falls into that. Or from April of 2013 through August of 2013. They have not notified the owners of this yet. We've gotten a preliminary notice saying that it's coming. What you can do if you'd like, you can, again, call me Monday as long as you have your VIN number, and I can tell you exactly if yours is one of them that will be affected. And I don't have a time. I don't have a time right now when the mailings will go out.
And give your phone number again so Steve can follow up.
It's I'm sorry, it's 414-247-8984.
And just to further expand on what Don said, the reason why they usually don't send out the notices as soon as they make an announcement that there's going to be a recall, because they allow the manufacturer, in this case Chevy, to produce enough parts that they'll have on hand so that when customers actually get the notice, they'll be able to bring it in and get it fixed right away.
Okay, so good news then, and you can always follow up with Don on Monday. Adrian in Manitowoc, you're on WTMJ, and you have a question on All About Cars.
Good morning. I have a couple quick questions. One, is Nissan and Toyota basically the same car?
No. I mean, they're Japanese cars, but they are not the same cars. No.
Oh,
okay.
Totally
different manufacturers.
Well, the reason why I asked is because the dashboard lights are somewhat almost identical. As far as low tire pressure, on somebody that I know that has a truck, and somebody that I know that has a Nissan Cube, it's exactly the same light.
Sure, I know what you mean,
and that could be.
That could very well be. And just so you know, the reason why is because a number of years ago, all of the manufacturers, if you look at the warning signals or whatever, are all the same because, they want uniformity in that. And that's why you see that they'll all have airbag lights, or they'll all have low-pressure tire lights, or check engine lights, service engine soon. They're all the same.
And the other thing is often there might be 3 or 4 part suppliers that actually make those warning lights. And Nissan and Toyota and Ford, as an example, might use the same supplier, and let's say Chrysler and Honda and Volvo might use a different one, but they're going to be all basically the same.
All right, Adrian, thanks for your call. Mike in Franklin, you have a question on All About Cars. How can we help you?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
And my question is, I qualify for the GM Family First discount. And I'm wondering, is that the least expensive way for me to buy a car?
Let me just ask you one question. Does either one of your children or a brother or sister an employee of GM or a retiree?
I am grandfathered in. My father was a retiree. And a brother of mine investigated it. And the program that we qualify under is GM Family First.
Mike,
okay, so Mike,
it is absolutely the best way to buy a car, without a doubt. You are going to get the best deal that you ever could, and the beauty part about it is that the dealer are not afraid of them because it works out for both parties. You're going to walk away happy, and so is the dealer, because we're going to get reimbursed somewhat of the deal through General Motors. It is a great deal, Mike.
So that would be both at your West Bend and
West
your
Bend
West
and
Dallas
our West Dallas store. Absolutely.
Okay,
and
Mike.
there's nothing to negotiate.
Right.
They tell you, they say this is what the car lists for, this is the car's invoice, this is what the Family First price is, and you're always usually also qualify for any factory incentives.
Exactly. You will not beat the deal, Mike.
All right. Well, good news for Mike then, and we'll have more of your questions on All About Cars after this on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
All About Cars, presented by ADAMM, continues on 620 WTMJ.
We're going to get back to your calls in just a minute, but we started out the show talking about some of those maintenance things that people need to make sure that they take care of before we get into the winter weather. And I understand that the Quick Lane, operated, of course, by Heiser, has a great special, especially for the ladies and their oil changes.
They do. We have a Quick Lane, which is at 7800 North 76 on the north side of Milwaukee, and we're offering daily specials. One of them is Ladies' Day. Every Tuesday, we are offering a $9.99 oil change on any car. The only one that would be different would be some synthetics. And then on Friday, we also have an early bird special. Before 10 o'clock, we have another $9.99 oil change, along with donuts and great coffee for those who come in before 10 o'clock.
That's every day for the donuts, or just
No,
Fridays?
no, just Fridays. No, just Fridays. We want to keep you healthy, but not on Fridays.
And what about, do you have any tire specials going on right now?
Right now, and yes, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show when we were talking about tires, but right now at our Toyota store, through October 31st, bring your vehicle in, doesn't matter what kind of car, and if you buy 3 tires, the 4th one is $1. And it's a great deal. Toyota has done this the last few years. It's been phenomenal, and people get very, very good deals on tires, especially when you consider some of the tires are a couple $100, and you buy 3 of them, and the 4th one is only $1.
And Don, it doesn't matter. So if I brought in my wife's Nissan,
absolutely,
she could get tires there too.
Absolutely, buy 3, get 4.
Okay, sounds like a great deal. Let's see if we can get out to Eric in Wapaka. And Eric, how can we help you on WTMJ?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I have a 2004 F-250 Super Duty, and I want to add a pair of halogen backup lights. And I was wondering if I could, basically plug those into the existing backup light circuit so that they turn on automatically when I shift into reverse.
You can. I mean, are you adding a completely different socket, and you're going to keep the original backup lights and add 2 other ones?
Yes.
Okay. You can go into it, and the only thing that I would look at, and I don't think it's going to make any difference with a halogen, is just make sure that the circuit breaker is the right one in the fuse panel for it.
Okay, Eric, thank you. Let's go to Stanley in Milwaukee, and you're on 620, Stanley.
Hello.
What's your question?
Hello.
Oh, I have a problem putting gas into my gas tank. I drive a Chevy Silverado, 2004.
Okay.
And when I'm filling it up, it always click it off.
So you can't you put the pump in, the nozzle in, and you put it on, and it just clicks off right away?
By the time I get about maybe 75 cents worth of gas in, it clicks off.
Have you tried, when you put the nozzle in and it does that, have you tried just lifting the nozzle out of it a little bit, and does it still do the same thing?
Yes, it still does.
Okay. Then I would look at, there's a vent tube for, that is connected to the gas tank filler neck. I would check the vent. I don't know if the clamp maybe have come loose on it. It could also, you never notice any gas on the ground when you're filling. It's not like the tube it has a small hole in it or whatever.
No, no leaks.
Okay.
No.
Then I would definitely look at the vent. Now, in some cases, the vent is on top of the gas tank. So you may have to drop the tank to look at it in some cases.
All right, Stanley, thank you so much.
So, Stanley, does it take you a long time to put gas in the
Jim,
car?
we're just about out of time. I'm sorry. But I'll tell you what, if people have more questions and they want to talk to you personally, Don, and they want to come out and see any of the fine automobiles at the entire Heiser Auto Group, how can they reach you?
They can reach me Monday through Friday at 414-247-8984, and if I am not there, believe me, I will call you back.
And I'll tell you what, one last reminder to everyone, the Heiser Lincoln store, you've got a great special going on there with Wine and Dine Wisconsin.
Correct. If you come in and test drive one of the new Lincolns, which you'll like a lot, we are going to give you 2 tickets to the upcoming Wine and Dine Wisconsin at the Wisconsin Center, which I understand is a heck of a deal.
Don Meyer, Vice President and Service Director from the Heiser Auto Group, and Jim Tolkan, President of ADAMM. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I'm Libby Collins. Stick around. It's Wisconsin Sports Weekend with Doug Russell right after the news on Newsradio 620 WTMJ.